Hey, this is Josh,
And this is Erica.
and we're at the Empty Pockets, and you are listening to
The subject crack.
Hi, everyone. It's Billy here with the Subject Crack. I hope everyone is having a good afternoon. I definitely am, as I am here speaking with the extremely talented members of a really cool band I came across, and I really liked them, the Empty Pockets. How are you guys doing today?
We are doing awesome, Billy.
fantastic. It's Josh here. I'm the guitar player in the band. My wife.
I'm Erica, and I play keys and I sing. And we're so happy to be on Subject Crack today.
My God, thank you so much, for giving us the opportunity to get to know you and for giving our listeners an opportunity to get to know your music a little bit better, because I have been actually posting some of your music on our site for them to get to know you. We did make contact a little while back because I had come across your new music, and it did hit me as something I really needed to listen to. I really love all different kinds of music, and I did have the opportunity actually to get your CD free, just pay shipping and handling. I saw where you gave fans that opportunity, and I took it as well because I believe very much in the collective culture of music and memorabilia, and I like to have that CD and vinyl in hand if possible. And I think the cover for yours is absolutely amazing. I love that you had a very old-timey aviation look to that. Who was the one that came up with that unique look for your cover?
That would be Erica right here.
I wanted to really design something that was representative of the music we were making. And the music we've been making, we're doing completely on our own. We built the studio with our bare hands. We engineered our entire record. And we've been calling it sort of handcrafted rock and roll because we're doing everything ourselves. We're mixing it ourselves. We're recording it ourselves. And I wanted the album design to sort of reflect that and sort of those old world, everybody's doing everything in a crafty way.
And we took a little direct inspiration from Buffalo Springfield's record called, I believe it's called, Buffalo Springfield. And so we took that big early 60s design aesthetic and threw it on. And, Billy, I so agree with you about physical music. I know that technology is changing and delivering amazing things, but I don't think there's a substitution for holding that vinyl record or holding that CD in your hands. I think that's a special experience.
Exactly. That's why when I came across that and I saw you were giving fans that opportunity to get it now, and I was like, you know what? I want that. I do want to get that. So I did order the CD. But yeah, if I can, sometimes, I get that vinyl as well because, yeah, like you said, it's that experience of having something like that where nowadays the majority do not collect the music that way. Everything is just, like you said, digitalized. So you don't always have that. But not me. We have collections of it. So I'm really pleased to, that you gave that offer. And now, how long have you guys been playing for? How long have you guys, what's the story behind the Empty Pockets? What brought you guys together?
You know who brought us together is an amazing musician named Buddy Holly. And of course, he died way before any of us were born. But we, Nate and Danny and I, the drummer and bass player of our band, before we ever met Erica, we performed in a musical called The Buddy Holly Story. And that really formed us into a band.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really cool. I played Buddy, and the two boys played the Crickets, and we actually met our first manager, who played our manager in the show. It was very cool. And one of the understudy from Maria Elena, Buddy's wife, was Erica. And
wow.
It was really, it was very strange, art imitating life, or the other way. I don't know which way it went. But,
you're a total showman.
We did. Eric and I sort of fell in love, and at the same time, we discovered how well Erica and the boys and I collaborated together. And we really needed her voice in the band. Now I can't imagine without it. So we really credit it all to Buddy Holly, man. Still making music after all these years.
And bringing people together. It's pretty amazing.
Wow, that is a fantastic story. And oh my God, I have seen that movie. I'm going to have to go back now and watch it again just so I can say I spoke with them this time. That's amazing. That's fantastic to have that as your story of what brought you guys together.
It's funny for us.
Not in your case. You have a very unique story. That's amazing.
We really do feel like that old school rock and roll. You know, we already mentioned Buffalo Springfield, Buddy Holly, of course the Beatles. I don't know, there's something about that time period that is really attractive to us.
Yeah, we harken back to the 60s and 70s pretty much as often as we can as musicians. That's sort of our bag. 50s, 60s, 70s, I guess.
Well, I did see one of the things that did catch my attention when I was first coming across your music was a headline that said, if you like the Eagles, you'll love the Empty Pocket. And I was like,
we really believe that. We share a lot of the same qualities as they do musically. And
yeah, you know, it's funny. Some people are annoyed by that sometimes, but we're not actually saying we sound just like the Eagles or an Eagles tribute band, but we have found, like, if you're a fan of the Eagles, you're a fan of harmony.
If you're a fan of guitar with riff.
Yeah.
You're a fan of
songwriting.
good vocals and different vocalists.
It's not like we sound exactly like the Eagles, but we certainly got it right in the middle of the 70s, you know, what we said is our favorite time period.
And we're very influenced by them. So we sort of feel like if you like their music and we're influenced by them as well, that hopefully you will like us too.
and you know what? That's exactly how I took it. I did not take it as, oh, they're comparing themselves to the Eagles. I did not take that at all. Being that avid music fan myself, I took it as, if you like the Eagles, which of course I love the Eagles, so you know we have every Eagles song there is, you know, and it's like, well, if you like them, that means you might like this style, something that's a similar, you know, taste, a similar style or similar influence. So I did take it as how you meant it to be taken. I did take it that way. I was like, I love the Eagles. I have to go check them out. I have to listen to this. So then I started listening to you. I got hooked, and then I saw where I could get your CD. I said, okay, I need to have the CD. And that's when I reached out and said, you know, I would love to be able to speak with you, but only after I get that CD in hand so I can really listen to it and really get the full feel of your music. It's absolutely fantastic. I think it's beautiful. You have a lot to say in there. And it is a little different. It is not that mainstream media music that, you know, sometimes can be very similar in sound. So I really enjoyed it, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Obviously, you've done fantastic because not only are, you know, I've come across some of the posts where you are doing a lot of projects with a lot of different people. I see that you have become the backup band for Simon Kirke for his. Now, I know who Simon Kirke is, of course, the drummer of Bad Company and Free. I've seen Bad Company. I love them. But can you tell all our listeners now what exactly brought that about? I mean, how did that come about?
Yeah. The music industry is a crazy place sometimes. And sometimes you get to meet people that you've been listening to your entire life. And this is sort of a story like that. Our manager is this wonderful guy named David Spiro. He's from Cleveland, and he's been in the industry for many, many years. Started out managing Michael Stanley and Joe Walsh out of Cleveland many years ago, and he has relationships with all kinds of rock stars, and he met Simon Kirke along the way, and they got into a chat, and Simon was sort of frustrated. You know, everybody that plays in New York is real expensive and real hard to get into the studio, and he was feeling like he needed to do some work on these songs that he's been accumulating for all these years. Our manager said, I have the band for you, much like you did. He took our CD and he took a listen to it, and he was like, oh, we will do this album together.
So Simon, awesome dude, classic British cool dude. He flew to Chicago 5 times last year to record in our little humble studio here, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And we all really just clicked. I co-produced the album with Simon, and the band is on every single track, doing pretty much everything on the album. I would recommend checking it out, man. Simon Kirke's new album.
All because
of you, and it's a pretty cool thing. You know what? It's so funny. We keep harkening back to these old groups, Buddy Holly, Buffalo Springfield, Bad Company. Another one that links it all together is one of my favorites, is the band. And we really revere their musicianship and their career as a band, as they backed up Bob Dylan and Van Morrison and Neil Young. And we're trying to carry that forward. You know, we're Simon Kirke's backup band. We are Al Stewart's backup band. We just did a show 5 days ago where we were Kenny Loggins' backup band.
Yes, I thought, oh my God, they're so busy, you know, just crazy busy with so many different projects, but so many different names. I saw that as well. I said, oh my God, you shared stage and songs with Kenny Loggins recently, and How did that come about for you as well? I mean, was that also just connected to this, or was that with another, another
Totally separate. Everything's just magic, I know all these 30 musicians listening out there. I know you feel like a failure all the time. I know. I know I do. But it is these weird little magic things. I met Kenny Loggins because I forgot my coat in 2009 on the way to the airport.
Oh my God.
Went back up to meet with a friend, sat down for breakfast because I forgot my coat. I was like, well, we might as well have breakfast. And in walked Kenny Loggins. And sits down with us, had breakfast for an hour and a half, and that sort of started a casual acquaintance with him. We went out to lunch with the band a year later. I guess we didn't realize at the time that's called networking.
Like, how can we get your information, Kenny?
Yeah.
How can we hang
I
out?
remember him giving me his email and be like, wow, I got Kenny Loggins' email. And sort of over the next few years, we just sort of casually kept in touch. We ended up playing a corporate event with him. And
he was a big reason that we incorporated my voice more into the band as we
Kenny
grown.
is a big Erica fan. And so
I can see why. Her voice is just absolutely beautiful. Yes, it's amazing.
I'm not even kidding you, Billy. No, it's amazing.
So, when Kenny heard that we had done the Simon Cole record, we were doing this gig together, and he said, well, I'm not even going to bring my band. You guys will be my band. Which was only 5 days before the gig. So it was sort of nerve-wracking because we had to learn all these songs perfect.
Oh, my goodness. On top of that, it was just a really fast notice. You had time. Wow.
Thankfully, we got all this experience, so it wasn't too bad, and I was proud of how we did it. We did a great job with it the other day. It was fun.
Yeah, we're sort of becoming the musicians. When the musicians need people to help them with music, they're starting to call us. And I love that. I love that. That's our niche.
Yeah.
That's fantastic because, as you said, that is the way that you network. It's definitely a way to connect with other people in the industry as well that's doing what you're doing and they have the same passion. And I think that's fantastic. You have like a whirlwind type of story of just the way you came about from the Buddy Holly movie, to working with Simon Kirke and to being on the stage with Kenny Loggins. And I know you have other projects coming up. I have seen the posts on there. I think it's just fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes, one of the things I love. This is one of the things that I found. Your music, your music transcends to different generations. It is multi-generational because as I was listening to it, even my husband was like, "Wow, this is fantastic. I love this. Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh my goodness, fuck, if they just came across it, aren't they great?" And so, we were talking. But then at one point when I was listening, your third song, The Barstool, came on and started playing, and I had it blaring. And then I turned around, and my son, who is of college age and actually does play guitar himself, he just happened to be in the doorway. And he had his head tilted down, his eyes closed, and he was air strumming to it and just like fully immersed in the experience of listening to it. And he didn't notice that I had seen him, and I was just standing there looking at him, and I kept thinking, you know what, this is fantastic because it doesn't matter what age, whoever hears this, it just transcends to any generation. He's college age, and I am not. So, and we were all just still loving it and really enjoying it, and I really do like the whole sound of the CD and this 10-cent tour. Now, why is it called the 10-cent tour? Is it just to kind of go with that old-timey, type of era, 10 cents for the little machine?
Yeah.
We
wanted to harken back to those old days, like Josh was saying before, and, there's an old phrase called the dime tour, which means that, like, you're taking a cheap tour of something, and we had just built this studio with our bare hands, and we sort of wanted to communicate that both the songs in the album, the way you recorded it, the whole thing, was basically a tour of who we are and what we do and all of our skills and all of our talents. So it's a little bit more expensive than the dime tour because we worked really hard, and they go much of the middle tour. So, that's sort of how it came about.
Well, I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I like that it has that different look. And to me, it actually stands out. instead of blending it. So, again, just that's something you don't always see anymore. And even just the title, if you like, the Eagles, you might like this sound. That, again, was just catchy to me. So I am very happy that I did, take a listen to everything, and I'm very happy that I did get your CD. Now, is this, are you going to be on tour right now? Are you guys touring right now for your CD, or are you just bogged down with so many different projects? What's going to be coming up for you soon?
We are pretty much always on tour. We do 150, 200 dates a year. So, like, for instance, we'll play Chicago on Thursday and then Minneapolis Friday and Saturday with a 70s artist named Alex Stewart. But then we come back to Chicago, we do another show. So we only don't tour in January. It's the only month of the year. Because it's just terrible.
You're gonna break that. What do you do during your downtime? What do you guys do?
Erica tries to make me not work.
She's a workaholic, Julie, and it makes me crazy.
I'm building a music empire here.
That's damn bad though at the same time. So it just depends on what he's working on, right?
You know what we really love to do on our downtime is Josh and I are big cooks. We hunker down in our little house, a little 2-bedroom condo in Chicago. And Josh is an accomplished bread baker. He makes all different kinds of bread. I love to cook, and so between the two of us, we like to make everything from scratch, completely from scratch. Like the mayo from scratch, the marinara. We want the whole thing.
I'm a purist.
Well, we're obsessive people. It's how we get our little creative juices going in a different way when we're not playing music.
If you call us next time we're in Chicago, we'll cook for you and we'll show you what we mean.
Well, you know what? I might pick you up on that since my partner is from Chicago, and I might with her to visit family. I'll say, you know what? Let's go have some of Josh's homemade bread.
So we are throwing you a dinner party. We're going to throw you a hot dinner party.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Now tell us, where can all your fans find all your information? What are all the social media sites that you guys are on?
The best way to connect with us is with your cell phone text message. It's really easy. We're always giving away 2 free songs this way. So this is a good way.
An introduction to the album without having to purchase it.
And this is a good way also to get into that free CD with shipping and handling we mentioned. So all you do is you take your cell phone and you text 444-999.
And in the message, you type in the word pocket.
That's it. You text the word pocket to the number 444-999. When you do that, we give you 2 free downloads and the opportunity for us to send you our album for a shipping and handling charge of $3.95, I think. That's the best way to go.
No, we're not Amazon. We wish we could do the whole thing for free with no shipping, but we're not that rich yet, and maybe one day we will.
We're really about, like you said, getting as many people into the music as possible. That's why we're motivated to give away music.
And we really, I couldn't agree with you more about the multi-generational appeal. We're not cool. There's nothing about this band that is super cool. We're a bunch of nerds who love to play music.
We're into music. So the easiest thing to do to get in touch with us is take your cell phone and text 444-999, and in the message, the word pocket.
That's all. Fancy pockets.
Okay, well, you heard them, folks, for all of our Subject Press listeners out there, 449, and then you text the word pocket, correct?
It's 3 4s and 3 9s, right? 444-999.
Exactly. 444-999, the word pocket.
And then the word pocket, fantastic. And then you can get the deal as I did, and I got their free CD, just shipping and handling, which was very much worth it. And I call myself a music nerd all the time anyways, because I love to listen to anything. It doesn't matter as long as it's something that hits me and moves me, and I use it to reset my mind, I do tell people all the time, experts do say that music is the absolute only thing that lights the entire brain at once. We're all different in your life, only light portions of the brain. And I myself, my family, I do have a child on the spectrum with limited speech, and we actually do use music as added speech for her. because of that. I mean, so there's a lot of different benefits for it. It's not just.
I just want to throw in, Billy. I have one of my favorites in the world. My adopted brother, William, who's turning 16 in May. We got him from Vietnam 15 and a half years ago, and he will never speak. He cannot speak. He'll never speak at all, especially, and he communicates very effectively through things like music. So I literally know exactly what you're talking about. I'm very passionate about that. And
I'm a former teacher. I used to teach bilingual education at a French school, and so I really believe in the way music connects language for people. And
we've seen it through William, and just like you're describing, I can't believe he's 16 now, but I've literally seen that happen over the course of his life.
Music is a universal language, and it is very powerful, and we are very passionate about that.
Exactly, and that is one of the things that I feel connects me as well, because I do belong to the special needs world, and I do use that as one of our added speech because it has helped my child rest in her speech. But she did get some speech back, and a lot of it has to do with the repetitiveness of music and the fact that music will open those connections for them, and so it helps them, a little bit in that connection, and it definitely helps my child. With her speech, she can sing almost anything, even if she has a hard time connecting certain words in just the back and forth daily conversation. She can sing wherever it's on, and then we use that as far as daily life lessons as well, because we just play about life, and that's what that's just something that, I add that to it, and, I'm very happy to actually, make your acquaintance in that part of life as well, because sometimes people don't quite understand that unless they kind of come from that as well, and then they can see the huge difference and the huge impact that it really can have, with so many more people given that chance and that exposure to it. So I'm grateful for people like you who do pursue and do your best and just work really hard to make it in this side of the industry, because I know it is very hard to do that, just to even talk to someone in regards to that can be hard enough as is to even get to that part, and that's nowhere near, in the part of the industry that you're working in and trying to succeed and do something and just make things better for people, because I think it does better a lot of people when they do use, music for therapy or just to learn it and to be involved in that culture. It really does connect you with so many more around the world because music is universal.
Well said.
Well said.
Thank you so much for all of this. I really do appreciate it. I love talking with you, and I know Eric and I have been, corresponding a little bit back and forth previous to this, and I really love, the attitude that you have towards fans and really wanting to get people involved in your music. And you even sent out a little personal thank you note in your CD to your fans, which I thought,
sure do.
Just that extra little personal touch really can make a difference and really can make a band stand out. So I appreciate that you took the time to talk with us. I know you have some of your other band members floating around because you were close to rehearsals. You guys are going to be doing rehearsals soon. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're getting ready for these shows at Elkhorn this week. So yes, we're excited.
All right. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time because I know you have a lot to do there. But is there anything that you might like to add? Is there anything you want to let fans out there know? Maybe a little extra, or like you said, for any inspiring artists that a message for them in particular you'd like to say before we leave?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. The first thing I would say is that whenever we're talking to, and we talk to artists all the time, it's so funny. It's almost like all artists are inspiring. I've never spoken to an artist who is super satisfied with their career.
Even Kenny Loggins wants to be doing better than Kenny Loggins is doing.
Every single artist feels like so I think that the biggest piece of advice to other artists out there is like, whatever you are right now, like, if you're making music, you've already won. And if you can't, I know we all have to pay our bills, and that is a problem. And we all do have to work on that. But if you're putting music out there, if you don't feel like I already won, then maybe it's not worth it for you.
It's really hard, but the hard is what makes it great. That's how
Hank says about baseball. The other thing I'd love to your listeners is we just started this really cool membership program.
You go to more real way, in a deeper way. We wanted like-minded people to be able to come together and have like access to all kinds of new music and special things just to reward them for their support of us.
It's called the Empty Pockets Insider Circle, and you can find all about it on our email list exclusively. And that's the perfect way to get on it. It's just a text 444-999. Check the
Pockets. Yeah. We're really excited about it. We're letting people come into our sound checks and backstage and giving away special exclusive music and you know, there's a forum for people to discuss with one another when they want to come to shows. We're really excited about it so far. So we would love for more of you to come on board and join us at our shows and in the digital world.
I think that's absolutely fantastic because a lot of times that is what fans would like to see a little bit more of, that backstage information, that behind the scenes, you making the music, you know, that type of stuff. And we are finding that when we put up some of those teasers or behind the scenes, you know, information, we have a lot of fans who really like that because it's not generally what you get. You get a lot of Q&A, of course, but you don't get behind the scenes stuff that's just really cool and intriguing to fans because this is not the type of life they live, and it's very hard, and they understand that's such a hard industry to be in, that at least they're supportive of it, and just to be able to see a little bit more background stuff and to see what goes into it, also appreciated because it's not like you just woke up one day and sang a song, and next thing you know, you're on the radio. You know, it really takes that hard work, and showing fans that behind the scene, it's not just fun, but it shows them how much work that goes into it, and I think it brings a lot more respect from both ends. You know, at least
it's also like it's a win-win-win because, you know, the fans win because they get access to cool new material and things that the regular fan doesn't get. And then in addition, we get access to those fans. We get to develop a relationship with those fans. And then in addition, these people by spending their time and their money on this membership, you know, they basically get to be patrons for us and allow us to continue making music, which, like you said, is pretty difficult. And without people supporting what we do, you know, we can't keep doing that. So it's really important to us, and we love our fans, and we love to show them the love back.
Well, I think that's wonderful, and it is showing. It's very much showing. You guys do so much already for fans out there, and you put so much out there for them. I think you're going to have a lot of people looking at you and, you know, realizing you're so down to earth at the same time that it's easy to connect with you, and you feel like I feel like more this is a friendly conversation than an interview.
Yeah. Yeah, we can drink after this. Like, what's happening?
Right? I'll have a margarita over here. You can have a margarita over there. I feel like we're
exactly.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much again. I really do appreciate it. So, okay, everybody, you heard them once again. This is the Empty Pockets. Make sure to check them out. Go on their site. Follow their music. Get their 10-cent tour CD. You know, check them out. Pick up their CD for just the shipping and handling. I promise you are not going to be disappointed.